Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you probably the easiest way, or I try to explain it to you in the easiest way, how to create an illustration. It's not that hard if you get to know how to actually use the proper tools, and because of that we are going to start with actually learning how to use the specific tools required. Now I'm going to start with the pen tool, and as you can see, a pen tool is basically just creating a path between two ends. Now, this is just one way of using the pen tool. The another way is making the two ends, but at the second end, do not release your click, but actually extend it. That causes the line to bend. You'll see how this is important as I'm showing you here that I'm making multiple curves in order to actually create a different kind of path. And now when you are using this pen tool to actually connect the borders of a body, you will find this very useful. Then we're going to use the selection tool, which helps us in actually choosing a particular path and resizing it. And as we'll see in the future, it can also help us change the color of a particular path. The direct selection tool, which I just used here, also has a different purpose, which is that if you have made any error in your path, rather than actually recreating the path, you can just change the curves or change the anchor points, as you can see right here, and that will actually help make those small adjustments in your path without deleting the whole path. Now, speaking of coloring an actual area, you can use the pen tool and complete the whole path, that is connecting the starting and the end point, and choosing any color you want, and it will color the area inside. And just by turning the switch button, you can turn it into a stroke, which is just the path itself. So you can color either the area or the path itself. Now there are these two windows which I always have open on my illustration, which is one this appearance and other where I choose from window and go to stroke and have this bar. And these two are very important, as I'll explain it to you right here. The appearance section can actually tell you what color or what fill you're working with, or is it either the stroke. And the stroke menu can help you change the size of the stroke as well as change the way the path actually looks like. Right now it's very cuboidal in shape, and if you want you can turn it into a very linear kind of shape for like an eyebrow or some kind of hair strand, so that it looks more natural. And that's the reason I use the stroke. Now I'm going to show you the purpose of an eyedropper tool, which is like first I'll color the area black, and then I'll make another path and give it a specific color, like for example some kind of shade of red. Now I want to turn it into black, so for that first I'll use the selection tool to select the area. I'll use the eyedropper tool to click the black area, and that will create the other path into a black one. So you can use this to match the skin tones or the hair or any of that kind of color. With that being said, let's go into the actual image. So here guys, we have the actual image we're going to be working on. And as you can see, I'm using the eyedropper tool to actually match the skin color I would want on my illustration, and using the pen tool to then finally create a filled path, which eventually it will be filled, and you can see the color which is appearing right now. And based on that you can choose multiple colors, and for every kind of different shade we're going to choose a different color. Here I made my first mistake, which was actually putting something on the first layer, which is the layer on which the image is, which you should never do. So always start with the second layer, and if by chance you have done it on the first layer, just open up the categories of the first layer and drag the pathway which you have created into the second layer, and that way you will be safe. So these are some minor errors which you will see in this video, and you will be able to understand how to overcome them. So with that being said, let's start with doing the actual hair. So guys, another mistake which I made long back was when I was actually filling in the skin, this area was actually covered, which I'm covering right now. So that would look really bad as the whole area, this whole triangle isn't actually peach. It should be invisible, right? So that's why I'm just covering this whole area again and making it white so that when we finally see the illustration and the background is removed, this will look like a background. After all that is done, we'll finally start with the shading and the finer details of the image. Like here, I'm going to start putting in the details of the skin, as in the shadows, the textures, the curves, and everything. So you will have to see that in your illustration how detailed you want it to be. The more detailed you want it to be, the longer it will take. As you can see right here, I have to create it into a time lapse. You can create it a kind of simplistic or minimalistic, but that is based on you, the way you want to do. Remember, your way is not necessarily the wrong way, it's just the way you want to make it. So don't consider anything to be wrong, just try it, and the more you try and the better it will get.
Purchase your tracks today.
Yo, really, this shit crazy.
Great beats.
So guys, this was my tutorial on how to easily create your own illustration. It can be for yourself or you can create it for anybody, and it really isn't that hard. If you just give it a little bit of time and just a little bit of effort, you'll be able to get the grasp of it and you'll be able to create some amazing illustrations. I'm so sure of it. So if you guys liked it, be sure to let me know in the comment section below, and if you have any queries, any doubts, do let me know that as well in the comment section below. I'll be sure to answer them as soon as possible. And guys, if you like the video, a sub to the channel would be absolutely astronomical. Take care.